Okay, we are live right now, right this moment. And what we're talking about today is how you actually beat the narcissist at their own game without losing yourself. It's very important that you never lose yourself. Part of the reason why the narcissist tries to destroy you. Oh, hold on, we got an echo chamber. And what we're talking how did that happen? The heck is going on? Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I've got to actually do this for my daughters. Hold on. Why is it not showing? There we go. Okay, always got to do this for them. Hold on, hold the fort. We're about to get started with this. There we go. Okay, so this is always for my daughters. And then we're going to get into the meat of this. It's very important that we get into the meat of this. Let me let this finish. God, I like do too much sometimes. I can't even see myself. Yeah, I see myself. There we go. Okay. We can go ahead and get started now. So today we're talking about something that is very important, something that many survivors actually struggle with, and that is basically how to beat them. Because let's be honest here, we kind of want revenge after what we've gone through with dealing with the narcissist. We definitely want revenge. We want payback. And that can actually happen. It just depends on which way you look at it. The easiest way to put this into effect so that you can actually beat the narcissist at their own game, the easiest way is you've got to have this feeling of, I don't give a fuck. No, I'm serious. That is the first stage. You've got to get that feeling to be part of you. And as an empath, I know that's hard to just wake up and say, you know what, IDGAF. I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a freak. Okay. And you've got to instill this into you because you have to remember the way that the narcissist has worked in your life the whole time was to get a reaction out of you. The only way they can get a reaction out of you is if you actually give a fuck. I mean, honestly, there's no other way that I can explain it. The reason that you are trapped in a trauma bond is because there's somebody's going to hate me for this. There's some little part of you that cares what they think, that cares about if they're going to validate your decisions, that cares if you're doing the right thing. There's some little part of you that is holding on, and that is essentially called the trauma bond. On a common sense level, you know that you shouldn't be holding on. All you have to do is just remember one effed up thing they did to you, and then you're like, why am I holding on? But that's an ebb and flow thing in your mind. You've got to get your mind to the point where you don't care. And I'm going to tell you why that's so important. Okay, let's say you're one of those people that say, oh, I'm just going to check up on them on social media. This is why this is a stupid mistake. This is like the stupidest thing you can do, okay? The social media account is just an extension of how they want to trigger you. They know. They're betting on the fact that you're going to go creep their social media. So they're putting up all these, I'm living my best life, and I've got the new supply, and they're doing more than I ever thought could be possible. And I've accomplished this goal, and it's all a show. It really is all a show. It's a show, guess for who? For you. See, once you don't care, you're not going to go look. I'm going to tell you, after a week, and this is in all honesty, a week after leaving that shit show of a toxic relationship, I have not gone back to look at their page. I could not care. I really cannot care. I can see when they're creeping my pages, but that doesn't trigger the need for me to click and go see what they're doing because I don't give a fuck. In all honesty, I don't care. You and the new supply could be starting your own country. I don't give a fuck. Okay, you and your little cronies could have found out how to make nuclear fission work even more efficiently. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. This is how you beat them at their own game, because they need you to care at some level so they can get under your skin. They know exactly what they're doing. They knew what they were doing when you were in the relationship with them. If you have gotten free, or you're just coming out of the fog and you're like listening to this video on your headphones and you're looking over at them, no matter what stage of the game you're in, the sooner that you stop giving them an emotional reaction, the sooner your nervous system will begin the process of healing. So one of the things that we do that actually gives away that we still care, that we still give a fuck, is when we over explain ourselves. This is one of the telltale, and the narcissist loves it in hindsight. Every time I would go down the rabbit hole of over explaining myself so that everything that I said made perfect sense, and there's no way that you can say that I was wrong. And they just sit there with this grin on their face saying, look at him, just look at him. He's going to explain this down to the. If I asked him how he tied his shoes that day, he's going to tell me. And that gives the narcissist a sense of control. So if you've broken free from the narcissist and you're on your own and you're probably dealing with stupid stuff like kids, bills, financials, and stuff like that, where you still got to keep in contact with them, one of the things that you have to stop doing is over-explain yourself. Give them the information that they need. Just the information, nothing more. Just take it, thin it down. And if they ask for more, if you've given them the information that they need, be it about financials, be it about kids, be it about, I guess, the will, I don't know. If you've given them the answer to the best of your ability, there's no reason for you to over-explain yourself. If that means that you've got to stare at each other until they decide to say thank you and move the hell out your face, then that's what it has to be. You have gone through too much in this relationship explaining yourself to a person that never had the intent on understanding you, and at the bare minimum, just wants to watch you jump through hoops. So stop over-explaining yourself. Another thing that you really, really need to do is you need to detach yourself from what some people call the emotional reaction loop. Okay, it's a real thing. It really is. The narcissists, they have this strange way about them. Like I said, they know exactly what they're doing. And for some strange reason, I mean, with the knowledge that the narcissist has, they probably could make the world a better place. But they just choose to fill the emptiness inside of them by making other people feel miserable. One of those ways that they make you feel miserable is they have this constant loop thing where they feed into you, they make you feel that you're being listened to, they make you feel that you're being paid attention to, your feelings matter, your thoughts matter, your life matters. They've got you thinking that, then all of a sudden they pull the rug in the same conversation. They pull the rug from up under you. Now you become more sensitive. You're too sensitive. Hey, you're looking too deep into this. Hey, you never was able to take a joke. Hey, nobody acts like this but you. You hear all these statements and you're like, what the heck just happened? There goes your nervous system again. Your nervous system is still trying to figure out what the hell happened. You're trying to figure out what the hell happened. And this demon is sitting in front of you with this sick grin on their face, because they knew exactly what they was doing. They have essentially put you in an emotional loop. Now you're going to try to get back to where they were understanding, where they were caring, where they were at least listening. So now you're in a loop. So they're going to give you a few breadcrumbs, get you feel all right. Then they're going to pull the rug from up under you again. It's like a Looney Tunes cartoon. That's why I keep on telling you, the core way to deal with a narcissist is to make it very clear, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Think about it for a second. After the horrific shit that they did to you, do you have any plans on going back? Do you have any plans of saying, okay, let's make up? You know what? I think we should go back together again. If you don't have any plans, you shouldn't. Because anybody that treated you the way they did deserves no part in your life. That's number one. You know, the second thing is if you can even, like I said, just put one instance down where you felt like complete and utter like a piece of shit due to how they treated you, you're not going back. So what are you giving two fucks about? What are you caring about? What is the reason why you feel a need to stay mentally attached to this person? That's why this mindset is important. Before you can heal, before you can move any further in your life, you have to detach from this person. It's like you have to just walk around your mind with a pair of scissors and just start cutting all other attachments off. This is the prime example of someone who does not have your best interest in mind. So why are you holding on to the ghost? Why are you thinking that, hey, I can actually make this better? I can fix this. You're essentially chaining yourself to this person. And this person is going to make it clear. The more power that they feel that they have over you, they're going to become more sadistic, more brutal. They're going to go more out of their way to hurt you. It doesn't get better. As long as they think that you care, as long as they think that you're still thinking about them, oh, they're just going to make it more brutal. Because it was never about loving you. It was never about making a team. It was never about being the greatest power couple ever. It was never about that. What it was about was to see how much they could break you, how much they could destroy you. Again, to feel the emptiness inside of them. So that's why I keep on saying the same thing. You've got to get to the point where you just don't give a fuck. You don't. You have to start treating them like the stranger that they essentially are. Because in that whole manipulation shit that you was in, okay, they never loved you. You were dealing with a stranger. You did not know who you was dealing with until you found the way out, or until they helped you find a way out. You had no clue what you was dealing with. So you have to accept that even now. You don't know who this person is. Thereby, you shouldn't give a fuck. Okay? You really shouldn't. Anybody that, see, part of the job of the flying monkeys, that's why it says flying monkeys week. Part of the job of the flying monkeys is to keep you on this feelings of tilt. Flying monkeys will say things, oh, you guys need to just make up and get it back together. Oh, that was just a misunderstanding. Oh, I don't think it was meant that way. Oh, this, oh, that, oh, that. You have to remember, the flying monkeys are not working to see you happy. They're working to see the narcissist happy. That's why they belong to the narcissist. They could give two shits about how you feel. They want the narcissist to feel happy. If the narcissist can get them to talking you into giving a fuck, they've won. Do you see how that works out? Are you starting to keep up here? You see how that works out? The sooner that you let go of feelings of caring about this person that essentially, honestly, you never knew, the sooner you become free, the sooner you become untrapped, the sooner you can move on with your life without worrying about being emotionally triggered every time you see your phone vibrate from a message, your phone vibrate. In fact, I don't even know what the hell you're doing phone calls for. I just do strictly emails, okay? Because I don't want the drama. I don't have time for the drama because, and here's the number one reason why, when it comes to that person, I don't give a fuck. Just say it with me. Say it with me, because there were days in the beginning where I had to tell myself, I don't give a fuck. That first week, I don't give a fuck. As I'm going down their social media, I don't give a fuck. I really don't care. Why am I wasting time looking at this person's page? What can I gain from this? What is going to make me a better person? What is going to help me heal? What is going to help me figure out how to build this now movement? Looking at their page, what does it do for me? So I just stopped. They're blocked from most of my sites. Like I said, when I go into my interfaces, I'm like, oh God. Right at the very top. That means when you're within that top 4 position, that means that you're looking at my pages more than my other 3,000 and change followers. I mean, it's again, you can give as much a fuck about me as you want. I don't care about you. And it seems cruel and it seems harsh, but what they did to you was cruel and harsh. So what is wrong with you feeling this way? You know, if you think that I'm wrong for feeling this way, put it in the comments. Let me know. Let me know. Because I'm not right about everything. I'm really not. There are a lot of days that I wake up and I'm just wrong about a lot of shit. But I'm going to tell you, I don't think that I'm wrong about this at all whatsoever. Okay? Let me get some coffee. One of the things that the narcissist is going to do is when they figure out that you don't give a fuck, when they start to figure out that you don't care anymore, what they're going to do is they're going to do the whole future fake, promise things. I'm going to change. You don't understand. I was going through this. You didn't even know about this. And this happened and that happened. And I know the victim stories. It's not their fault. What they did to you intentionally should never be thought of as something that they did intentionally, no matter what was going on in their life. See, we often, being empaths, we often forget that. Okay? People have a choice. At every level, every decision of their life, they have a choice. The narcissists always choose to make sure that you were in pain. They always chose to make sure that you felt that you was isolated. They always chose to talk down to you and make you feel bad about yourself. There had to be a reason for that. So when they come back with the future faking or the future promises of you're going to notice a change, because now see, they know that you don't give a fuck. You don't care. You're making it clear. I don't care about you. Okay. And while they're doing that, they're saying, oh, I got to bring this person back in. They're going to start doing the promise thing. I'm going to get better. I'm going to be better. Then they're going to wrap it up into the victim bundle. Oh, this all happened because of this, this, and this. And I didn't feel that I could talk to you. And this, that, and the other. Just give me one more chance. Okay. I'm going to tell you like this. I'm not giving anybody another chance. I'm not. And this is the reason being. Again, choice, that wonderful word that I live by. We all have a choice. We all have the ability to say, you know what, this is messed up. I'm not going to do this. This person has nothing to do with this, what I'm going through right now. You know, I'm not going to drag them into it. You know what? This person has shown me that every time I'm in a situation or a problem that I can't figure out, they jump in and help me. I never do that for them. I'm not going to make them pay for this. I'm just going to keep it to myself. They never make those choices. Their choices are F you. I'm going to make yourself feel bad. No matter what I'm going through, I'll feel a little bit better as long as I can subjugate you, as long as I can make you feel bad about yourself. Hey, that actually might make my problems go away. So you have to stop looking for what is spoken out of their fork-tongued mouth, okay? Because 99%, I'm going to venture 99.9.9% of the time is lies, okay? If you learned nothing from being with your narcissist, your pet demon, is they like to lie. It could be something as mundane as to what they had for breakfast. They just like to lie. It makes them feel better. And if you're listening to someone telling you that they're going to change based on the fact that you just shown to prove that you don't give a fuck, that you really don't care, you don't want them in your life, and they're making you all of these promises that they're going to change. I don't know about you, but I'm going to need some action to back that up. I'm going to need some real action. Me, however, to be completely honest, I'm saying that for you. Me, I don't give a fuck. I'm not giving another chance. I don't want you in my life. I don't want you around me. Okay? I cry every night because I have kids with me. Other than that, I don't think about anything that has to do with you. That's just me. This is why I am healed. This is why I look at the world through a different lens. As an empath, it's hard because we want to love. We want to be that loving, caring person. We want to help others. And we look at a person like a narcissist and we actually want to fix them. But you have to come to realization that you can't go out of your way to fix someone based on you destroying yourself. Okay, because at the end of the day, you're just an empath that is of assistance to no one because you have been left so broken by the side of a road by someone that made their own choices. Let them live with their choices. Okay, let them see if they're going out of their way. And you know what? Here's the deal. I'm not even helping a narcissist figure this out because they follow the same patterns all the time. Each and every narcissist follows the same exact patterns every time. That's why I call them freaking chipmunks. Okay, they do the same thing every time. So I could break this down 500 different ways, and they will still be the effed up person. They will not go out of their way to hide any of their behavior actions. They will just continue to do the things that they've done throughout history, and they do this to empaths, chipmunks. Okay, almost like no common sense, or should I say lemmings? Those are things that walk off of the cliff into the Bering Sea. I'm going to go over lemmings. Okay, so I can break this down forever. Every creator, there is so much information about narcissistic abuse online that it's not funny. And you think that somebody, whoever is head of the chapter of narcissism would, say, hey, listen, they figured all of this stuff out. We've got to switch gears. We've got to change up just a little bit. They're not going to do that. This is like hardwired into their brain. That's why I call them demons. This is hardwired. So I just told you 5 ways that you can beat the narcissist at their own game without losing yourself. And these 5 things will work every freaking time until the end of time, because they're so batshit crazy that they think that, hey, I don't care what the rest of the world knows. I am superior to the rest of the world. Therefore, what I go out there and do shall be done. Are you kidding me? That you're dealing with a sociopath. You're dealing with someone, the ninth criterion is they believe that they are untouchable. They believe that they are a god. So, yeah, I can tell you this stuff all day long. I can send you a note. I can send it via FedEx. I can send it with an Amazon driver. It doesn't matter. I can send it to you. I can send it to you through them, through your narcissistic abuser. They're going to think that they're ahead of the game. But I guarantee you that if you use these things that I told you, hey, you're going to win. You're going to literally beat them at their own game. One of the things I don't think I talked about was the fact that your silence is a boundary. Shut the hell up sometimes. Okay, between the over-explaining, between the defending yourself, between you taking the blame for something that they did, shut the hell up. Just stop. Okay? They are playing a game. Just sit back for 2 seconds and just play back how they are talking to you. They're playing with you. This gives them a sick sort of joy to listen to you go on and on and on and on. Like they said in the honey movies, you're a blabbermouth. They get joy from this. So stop the talking. Be silent. If you've got nothing to say, don't say anything. Just leave it alone. Don't volunteer information. Reclaim your freaking power at this point. So there's a lot of things that we do here and that's the reason why I go live, because I'm sitting up in here, I'm doing stuff online, and I'm like, I gotta go live, because I can't see anybody taking pain into the new year. The new year should be about fresh starts. It should be about new beginnings. It should be about getting to the next level. And as long as there are so many empaths that are still trying to, I guess, figure their way out of this narcissistic mind fuck. I'm not going to push this video out because I'm cursing too much. But at the end of the day, I can always clip it up and put it up all over the place. But there are so many empaths that are trying to figure this whole thing out, and I get it. It's hard. It's difficult. It makes you feel like you're doing something wrong, but you're not doing anything wrong. What you're trying to do is you're trying to reclaim your energy. You're trying to reclaim your greatness. And the narcissist is working overtime to keep you from doing that. See, it's important to them that they leave you broken, because all the tales that they talked about you, all the lies to protect their mask, you need to break. You need to totally freaking collapse. And that's a lot to deal with. But if you take my advice and stop giving a fuck about them and start caring more about yourself, yes, you actually matter. I know for such a long time they tried to make you feel like you didn't matter, but believe it or not, you actually matter. Okay? Start pouring some of that energy into yourself. All that energy you wasted trying to fix that person, trying to fix that relationship, it was a waste. I'm going to tell you that. It was a complete waste. But if you stop pouring into them and start pouring into yourself and rebuilding yourself and making yourself bigger, better, faster, and stronger, you will soon find that, hey, listen, 99.9% of the stuff that they said about me wasn't true. Again, they lied. So what would you rather do? Give a fuck about what they're doing, or turn yourself, I guess as the kids call it, go beast mode with positivity and goodness. And you know what, trust me, this comes from me knowing. It's not about them. I know you probably feel like you gave up the best years of your life with this person. Trust me, there's somebody else that actually brings something to the table. There is somebody out there that's waiting for you to stop over explaining yourself and look their way, so that you can realize, like, hey, listen, we can do some great stuff together. I just need you to get that person out of your mind so that we can move forward. Think about that for a second. Just think about that for a second. With that being said, the reason why I do everything that I do, of course, love you guys, but I want you to keep healing. I want you to stay powerful. Stop by the Healing Library. I think the link is, the Break Free link is someplace up there. Stop by there, get a free audiobook, get some clarity. I'm actually writing number 7. And I'm going to tell you, in order to get through that, I had to be like, I don't give a fuck, because I had to bring up, there were so many incidents of dysfunction that should have been red flags for me, but there I go, that stupid empath shit, trying to fix everybody and everything. But yeah, this book is going to be a banger. But all the other books are bangers, because I wrote the other books too. Go ahead and get an audiobook, get some clarity, share it with someone that might need some clarity. That's kind of what's important, is that we get some clarity about what we went through and how we get through it. So with that being said, Minister Robinson, Church of Real Talk, the reason why I do everything. Love you guys.